My name is Klara and I'm a triple negative breast cancer warrior currently undergoing chemotherapy treatment. I did 11 out of 12 Taxol chemotherapy treatments. I didn't do my 12th and final Taxol because of a low level of neutrophils. I was absolutely devastated. I did mention that in my last video. Since then, I have moved on to AC. I had my first AC treatment a week ago. I did want to do a video a little bit earlier than this, but I'm going to blame the delay on a little bit of lockdown blues and a lot of chemo brain. My treatment was usually in St. Luke's Hospital in Kilkenny, but since the whole coronavirus crisis has totally escalated, oncology there has been moved to Even Private Hospital, also in Kilkenny. I haven't noticed that much of a difference because I haven't actually gotten to see that much of the hospital, but my chemo is still going ahead. Luckily for me, the volunteer driver scheme that I avail from the Irish Cancer Society has still been going ahead, and I'm going to be having AC there every second week. I had my first AC last week. There's a slight difference, a positive thing this time round. I'm going to be having no steroids the night beforehand and the morning of chemo. So I'm not going to be as absolutely wired and high on tiredness and steroids. That's a blessing. Pre-meds take up more time than anything during my chemotherapy sessions. And with Taxol, the actual chemotherapy infusion used to take about an hour. With AC, it takes I think about 15 minutes, maybe half an hour, from what I can remember. AC is made up of two different types of drugs, one of them being red in colour, leading to the little nickname, the Red Devil. They look like big, giant plunger injection things, a little freaky for me to look at, so I did have to get some footage. I felt absolutely nothing as the nurse very slowly administered it into my PICC line. I wasn't really thinking about the fact that I might get nauseous. My Taxol journey was really smooth. When I came home from the hospital, I was absolutely starving, made myself some avocado toast, and I ate it really quickly. About half an hour later, I started to feel like I was car sick or on a boat. Then I started to feel some stomach cramps, felt a little bit like hangover, but not too bad, you know. But I kept lying down. I kept thinking, I don't want this to get worse. I took some of the anti-nausea meds and I drank a lot of water. I had a slight headache that evening, but once I upped my water, I felt fine. The only thing is, I was upping my water to the extent that I was going to the toilet and going to the toilet. I didn't really want the chemotherapy to sit there in my bladder, so I wanted to flush it all out. And that just meant going to the toilet quite a lot. The 3 days after the chemotherapy, I had to take steroids each of those mornings with a tummy protector just before it. And I was very high, going to the toilet quite a lot, in the middle of the night, waking up, going to the toilet more, and I didn't really sleep last week. Irregular bowel movements can be a side effect of AC. Luckily for me, I've had no complaints in that department. Could be because I'm a vegan and I would actually be quite a healthy vegan, apart from having cancer. But I'm somebody who's really looked into my nutrition, and I would have fruit and fibre every morning, so I have a good bit of fibre there. I know some people can experience a loss of appetite, strange taste in their mouth, but my appetite has been possibly going up due to the steroids. I put on about half a stone since the start of my chemotherapy journey. I don't weigh myself. I'm not somebody that would weigh myself usually. I'd usually go by my clothes, but I have regular weigh-ins and my weight is creeping up all the time. I have an underactive thyroid and I'm on medication for that called L-Troxin, which does moderate my thyroid levels. But I was somebody that was very active before lockdown. I was somebody that would walk everywhere, and I've had several gym memberships in my life. I'm finding lockdown a little bit frustrating. I have been trying to go out for walks with my mother. We mask up and we get out and walk. But there are so many people out sometimes that we do find we have to kind of squidge over on the path or across the road. I was also prescribed Neulasta, which is for the production of new neutrophils. It's an injection that you have to give to yourself 24 hours, well around 24 hours after your AC. Neulasta needs to stay in your fridge. When you take it out, you can't shake it. And I was told that each time you do it, you should do it on a different part of your stomach. As with drugs, there are side effects. And one of the well-known ones about Neulasta is bone pain, which I haven't had. I do think that my AC journey so far is very different than my Taxol journey, which was completely smooth sailing. I did feel more tired after my first AC. I felt like chemo brain is more real than normal unchemoed people will know. Is unchemoed a term? I don't know. But when I tell people about chemo brain, I'm not sure they believe it's a real thing. Google it. Yes, I'm really hoping that my brain goes back to normal. I'm so forgetful and I can't really focus at the moment. People message me and ask me for Netflix recommendations. I can't focus on anything. Don't ask me. I did feel really down yesterday, and I woke up this morning, which is unlike me. I don't suffer from depression. I've had anxiety problems in the past, but I think it's the lockdown and I think it's chemo brain. I woke up this morning and I had a text notification to tell me that I was getting a floral delivery. And I was really freaked out. I was thinking, who is sending me flowers, you know? And then they arrived and they were from my best friend Danny in Dublin and her fiance, and a beautiful card, and I was just blown away. I think random moments of kindness in this lockdown are just so amazing, you know? I've only 3 more AC left with a week in between each of them, which is absolutely nothing. It's going to fly by. I'm going to power ahead. If you're watching this and you don't feel that strong right now, we're all much stronger than we know we are. So hang in there. These are really, really crazy times. Thanks a million for watching. If you have a comment, do drop me a comment below and I will get back to you.